Hello, welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of It's Not My Fault. Some of you might be wondering why this is called It's Not My Fault. And first of all, I'd just like to say it's nothing to do with coronavirus. Although I'd also like to add, that's not my fault. I mean, imagine the abuse you'd get on social media if it was. Sorry guys, it was my fault. It was just one of those things. No, the reason it's called It's Not My Fault is because people have asked me to make this video, so it's their fault. There's a couple of other things I'd like to say as well before we start. Some of you may have seen the hot water video that's been going around now for a couple of years. There's a couple of points that people always seem to criticise on that. One of them is that the jokes are nicked. Well, they're not nicked, because if I was going to nick jokes, I'd nick better ones than the stuff that I come out with. Another criticism is that the laughter is canned laughter, and I'd just like to say that canned laughter is something I would never ever consider using. Anyway, who knows where this is going to go, but let's just get on with it and see what happens. Just remember, it's not my fault. You may have seen on the news recently quite a lot about coronavirus. There's been a lot on the news about panic buying. To be honest, I've always panicked whenever I've had to buy anything, but that's mainly just because I'm from Lancashire. Stocks of toilet rolls been wiped out. It's past a joke, really. Past a joke, see? It's a past a joke. Doesn't just happen this, Minutes of work gone into it. My mate was telling me the other day he's going for a test for coronavirus. He was quite anxious about it. I just said, just be positive. Last week I went into a Tesco Metro in the car park. There was an articulated lorry that had just unloaded, and to be honest, I felt like I just won the lottery. One thing I'm not looking forward to once this is all over is that loads of people are going to want to get together for a chat, which for me have been more a case of getting together for a listen. What I'd like to know is, if you go outside but don't exercise, are you breaking the law? The other day I passed a garage with a sign outside. It said, hand wash, £5. Now, I know all this coronavirus stuff is important, but there's no way I'm paying that to wash my hands. This morning I was woken up, not by the sounds of people or traffic or music or anything like that, just birds singing away outside my bedroom window. Anyway, luckily I keep an air rifle under my bed. So one thing we'd like to try and introduce as part of the show is a guest interview spot. Seeing as this is episode 1, we thought we'd go big, and so we've called this spot Ask Jurgen. It's a little spot in which I'll be asking questions to Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp. So, Jurgen, first question. Obviously, the coronavirus is in the news at the moment. Just wondered what kind of effect that is having on you and the boys.
I heard about it. I can't tell you, because of different reasons, I couldn't be less interested in anything in the world.
Okay, well, to be fair, it is quite a big story, Jurgen, but hey, let's lighten the tone a bit. Here's a question from Jim in Doncaster. He'd like to know, what is your favourite biscuit?
I'm really disappointed about your question. I'm really disappointed.
Alright, Jurgen, chill your beans. I only asked you what your favourite biscuit is. Next question. There are rumours about that you are actually quite a clumsy person. Is that true?
For example, sorry. I'm not sure. Yeah.
obviously the answer to that one's a big yes. Jürgen, something else we've heard is that you are actually a big fan of the movies. So I'm just wondering, what is your favourite movie quote?
You're talking to me?
Short but sweet, I suppose. Any others?
We are going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah, not your best impression there, Jürgen, to be honest.
My mama always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Yeah.
Okay, Jürgen, we get it. Enough of the movie quotes for now. So, before you go, Jürgen, have you got any words of wisdom you'd like to leave for our viewer?
Because it's really difficult to looking for glasses without glasses.
It's really difficult looking for glasses without glasses. Not really Confucius, is it, Jürgen, to be honest?
Hasta la vista, baby.
Stop it with the movie quotes. Just
Let it go, let it go.
one thing I am looking forward to is when Coronation Street becomes Coronation Street. They're all just sat there in the lounge Skyping each other and eating baked beans. They say it's important to regularly test your smoke alarm, so once a month I set my house on fire. Better safe than sorry. What do you think of that one, Jürgen?
Well, the best word I can say, but will describe this was boom. Woo! What was this? It was really good.
Oh, thanks very much. It's very kind of you. Sometimes I like to send people a postcard even when I'm not on holiday, just so they think that I'm winning at life. I think everyone in life deserves a second chance. I had a friend, he was in and out of prison most of his adult life. He worked as a prison officer. One time on holiday we went on an open top bus tour. It was a load of rubbish. We just looked round this bus that didn't have a roof. It only lasted 2 minutes. And it was raining. The other day I was on the train. These identical twins got on and sat right across from me. 2 of them there were. They were even wearing the same clothing. Anyway, it was a really long, boring journey. So after a while I started playing Spot the Difference, which was fine until I started drawing circles on one of them. One time when we were on holiday, there was a guy on the beach selling fake tan. You couldn't really tell. You know when you walk into a shop and the assistant says to you, if you need any help, just shout. But then when you start shouting, they phone the police. For a while I used to be a trapeze artist, but I kept spilling paint all over the place. Over to Elton John now for some feedback on that joke.
It's a little bit funny.
Thanks a lot, Elton. Very positive. You wouldn't believe the number of times I've tried to be involved in an accident that wasn't my fault. Another little thing I'd like to introduce to the next video, if there ever is one, is a little section I'd like to call
What have you done today to make you feel proud?
Basically, the idea is that you, the viewer, will send in little comments and snippets to me to say what you have done to make you feel proud, and I can mention it in the next show. Just send them on to my Facebook. One other thing before you finally get rid of me is some people have actually offered to pay me to put stuff online. Obviously after they've seen this they'll completely change their mind. But if anybody would like to give any sort of donations, rather than it coming to me, one of my colleagues has got a little lad who's battling with cancer at the moment. And so at the end of this, there'll be a link to Facebook to bring an update on his story, and it'll also give you a link onto their Just Giving. And so if you want to donate £1 or £2 or whatever you can, I know times are tough for a lot of people at the moment, and you may well support a lot of other charities. And if you don't want to, that's up to you. It's your money, obviously. And as well, but if you don't want to, you could just consider sharing it and risk losing all your friends on social media. But then maybe someone will see it who does want to give something. That would be great. Thanks very much. Look after yourselves. Take care. Till next time, if there is one.
You gotta roll with it, you gotta take it time, you gotta say.
Hasta la vista, baby.